would like you to find any shape on your back. If it's legs just outstretched and you're just finding in a Shavasana corpse-like shape. Or maybe some angles want to be brought into the body. Soles of the feet together, knees bent, knocking in, splaying out. And then let one palm rest on your heart, your left palm. Your right hand can rest at the navel, either right on the belly button or slightly below. And just close your eyes. And begin to breathe. I think of two chunks of my life. My life before yoga and my life with the practice. And it wasn't that the life before was any less meaningful or didn't have as profound of an impact on myself or anybody. But the shift happened with how I observed myself, my actions, my words, my relationships, myself. So there are definitive ends in our lives and new chapters that we all walk down. And it's out of the chaos that sometimes a lot of beauty and peace unfolds. So I'm choosing to have that outlook with what's going on in the world now. It's a pause before a new chapter, where collectively everyone is coming together. Some positive energy is being recycled into the world. You can see it. You open the news, and yes, there is some horrific things happening to all of us, but out of it, there's serious community and beautiful connection. And you can see it in your neighborhoods. People waving. People asking, how are you doing? And for the most part, they are genuinely concerned. They care. It's not just a pass by. So through practice today, finding a way to just open up a little bit more to the change. A little bit more accepting of our current situation, circumstance. And digging deep to find a little ounce of trust that will be better on the other side. And if we're not better, we're aware. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Allow your belly and your heart to lift. Separate your lips and allow the exhale to roll out. Notice any trembling in the body as you fill up. Let your long drawn exhale smooth it out. We'll come into our Ujjayi breath on inhale. Sealing the lips and letting the air fall out through the nose on exhale. Starting to disconnect from any outside distractions. And tuning inward to the sound of your breath. The world's a quieter place right now. Two more rounds of breath. This time as you inhale, pausing at the top and holding the breath for a count of 4, 3, 2, and 1. Exhaling for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Pausing. Inhale, reach your arms overhead, point your toes out ahead of you. Let a full body stretch bring you back to life. And as you exhale, draw your knees to your chest. Give yourself a tight squeeze. And just gentle rocking side to side. Drawing circles on the ceilings with the knees. Knees together and knees apart. And take your right knee over your left, finding your cow face. So your hands are actually going to come to your ankles. We're going to access our outer hips here. And it is early in the practice and in the day. So don't worry about drawing the knees too close to the chest. Just flex the feet. Allow the legs to waken themselves up. Hands are just resting. There's no grip, no white knuckle. And soften your left knee down so the heel is still in towards the seat. And then take the right sole of foot over towards the left hip as you set up for your spinal twist. So it's kind of that double bind. And the right knee is going to stay pointing towards the sky. And your arms can float out like wings. And allow your gaze to fall over to the right side. So the closer that left knee is in, or heel is into your seat, the deeper stretch you're going to find on that left hip flexor. Right hand can press the right knee away. And take your time lifting both knees back up into your chest. And giving the outer shins a hug, flexing the feet. And then switching the knees, finding cow face on your second side. Left knee crossing over right, right underneath, and then the tailbone is heavy, the spine is long. Your gaze can fall over your left shoulder. And then the spinal twist.
Right leg will soften, left sole of foot will press. And take your time coming back through center. Hand onto shins. Or just that final breath in the cow face, flexing the feet a little bit more. You're gonna bring both hands behind your knees. And slowly begin to rock and roll the length of your mat, forward and back. Just creating a little bit of momentum. Pausing at the top. Using the core. And after 3 or 4 times, we'll land in a seat, bringing our soles of feet together, knees splaying out wide in a seated Supta Konasana. And just a little bit of hip hinging here. So moving this flesh away from your sit bones, hands can come to the outside of your toes. And then think about lengthening out of your low back as your low belly draws in towards your spine. And your heart reaches forward. Take 2 breaths in this lengthening shape. Noticing if the knees want to lift, just allowing the grip to soften. And then allowing yourself to round, chin into chest, a little bit of doming in the back body, gazing towards your navel. So you should feel this all through the back of your neck. Nice and slow, walking yourself back up through neutral. Hands are going to come behind your hips. Both soles of the feet will press to the floor, and then allow your knees to just soften over to the right, both knees over to the right. So you're kind of in a sitting, a weird sitting shape. I don't really know how to describe this, but shin is parallel, and you're just turning your body over to the right hand side. So your left hand is onto your right knee, and that left hip all through your inner thigh is getting a stretch. Both feet are flexed. That left seat can lift, so you have kind of rolled onto the outer right hip. Good, and just come back through center, mindful of the transition. As that left knee lifts, the right knee will soften. And twisting the whole upper body, right hand out to the outside, that's the left knee. See what you can do to get that right hip, even though the back seat is lifted, the hip to draw down. Beautiful, make your way back through center. Both hands facing forward, both feet pressing into the mat, a slight bend in the elbows. And then just begin to lift into your reverse table. And then as you exhale, lower down. We'll do that 2 more times. Pressing through feet, lifting hips, reverse table, your chin can lift. And as you exhale, slowly lowering, using your inner thighs, your feet. Last time, core is engaged, lift and press. And exhale, lower. Tabletop pose. And shift yourself all the way around. And we're going to actually find ourselves in puppy dog. So your knees are going to stay directly underneath your hips. You're gonna walk your heart space out in front of you so that your heart can melt towards the floor. And the palms are pressing so that the armpits are wrapping in and down towards the floor as well. And the back of your body is broad. And if it's the forehead that needs to connect, then let that be. There's no need to bring the chin into it. And just 2 breaths here. Noticing your shift. Press through your palms, press through your shins, begin to lift your elbows, and then glide yourself forward, wrapping your arms in. So it's that internal rotation of the whole arm bone. Slide the forearms down. Press your shins into the mat behind you and find your Sphinx. Take a deep breath in. Left forearm is going to come parallel to the front of your mat. So the fingertips are going to reach towards your right elbow. So you're kind of bracing yourself right in the front there. And I want you to bend your right knee, so the sole of the foot's to the sky. So we're sitting up for a half bow, nice heart opener, back bend, early. So breathe back, find the connection onto your shin, your ankle, whatever it is, and then just press through the left forearm to lift your heart. Breathe here for 3. And if the connection isn't there, it's just the reach back. 2. Slowly begin to lower the foot, lower the hands, stack palm on top of palm, forehead onto the backs of the hands, and breathe. Sphinx pose, second side or back, second round. Forearms to the mat. And the right hand turns. Find that pressure through the elbow. Strength in the shoulder, everything's connected. Press to the top of the right foot, bend the left. So both hip bones are pressing into the floor. Pubic bone is pressing, and you can reach back, connecting into bow, half bow. Notice that right side is going to want to lift. Notice your belly is going to want to get soft. One more breath in. And exhale, slowly release. Sliding everything back down, palm on top of palm. This time bend your knees and windshield wiper your feet side to side. Legs go long, hands are going to come right underneath your shoulders. Turn your back toes under and lift your knees to hover. And then wrap your elbows in and press up into your high plank pose. Use your exhale, really good. And extend back into downward facing dog. And let it settle here. Bending one knee, shifting the weight from side to side. And letting the head hang heavy. Lift up high onto your toes. Bend your knees and shift your gaze forward. Take 5 steps into the top of your mat. Find your forward fold. Hands come to your shins, halfway lift. And exhale, forward fold, release. Bend your knees a lot. Let opposite hand wrap opposite elbow and ragdoll as you sway side to side. Making sure there's a generous bend in the knees so that the low ribs and the thighs can meet. Keep your hands exactly as they are and slowly roll up to rise, one vertebrae at a time. Head, neck, shoulders, elbows, everything lasts to lift. You're in this nice connection overhead. And then just separate the hands so that the palms are pressing into the elbows. And just lean back into a baby back bend. As you inhale, straighten your spine. Release your palms. Breathe your hands back. And then take that bind behind your back. Opposite hands, opposite elbow in the small of your back. A lot of shoulder opening today, heart opening. And let yourself just be heavy here. You don't have to open the heart too much. It doesn't have to be much of a back bend. And then slowly release the palms down by your side, mountain pose. Both arms reach up overhead. See if you can grab opposite, like switch up your hands. So the one that was underneath is now on top and what was on top is now on bottom. And a little back bend, press and open. Feeling the armpits and your lats get a stretch. And then neutral spine. Release the hands and find that awkward bind behind your back. And just 2 breaths here. Both arms down by your side, mountain pose. Let's do 2 shoulder shrugs, shrugs up to our ears, create tension in the neck, and melt the weight down your back. One more, inhale, squeeze. And exhale, release. Setting intention for our practice, hands come to our heart. May we navigate this time of unknown, uncertainty, with the same grace we've navigated our entire lives. With a deep trust in ourselves, and exploring opportunities, new awakenings, new connections. Deep inhale. Open mouth. We'll begin with a sun salutation. Reach your arms up overhead. Squeeze your belly as you lift. And as you exhale, bend your knees. Trace your thumbs through the front line of your body and bow. Halfway lift, hands to shins. Exhale, plant your palms and step back, find your high plank. We'll take the first round modified. Bring the knees to the floor. Shift forwards at the shoulders are up past the wrists. Wrap the arm bones in and lower down halfway. Feel your core fire up as you hover. You don't have to get that low. Keep the elbows tight to the body. Press through the tops of your feet. Lift your knees. Press through your hands to straighten your elbows. And downward facing dog, rolling over your toes to send yourself up and back. So down dog, it's that place of rest. And it's not until your practice becomes a little bit more vigorous and you can really be like, this is a place of rest. So we'll take 3 exhales here, in through the nose, filling up. And tapping into the rest as we open mouth, exhale. Inhale. Open mouth. Last round, let the heels get heavier. Lift up high on your toes, bend your knees, set your gaze forward. Lightly make your way to the top of the mat and fold. Halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Reverse to rise, breathe to sweep all the way up. Opposite hand wrapping, opposite elbow, baby back bend as you press. And exhale, hands to your low back, interlace at the elbows or at your sacrum there. And then just find a moment of pause, of lengthening, of connection. Hands down by your side. We begin again. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway in breath. High to low push up. Back in the place of rest, the homing posture. Lift up high onto your toes, bend your knees and set your gaze. Top of the mat, lightly step and fold. Half lift, breathe in. Exhale, forward fold. Press through feet, reverse to rise. Left hand grabs right elbow, find that back bend. Exhale, bind the hands behind your back and stand. Let your shoulders soften. Mountain pose, hands down by your sides. Upward salute, arms overhead. Full body prayer as you bow. Halfway lift. Chaturanga Dandasana, high to low push-up. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Right leg to the sky on inhale. Step your right foot forward, find your runner's lunge. So I want you to come up onto steepled fingers, two index or your index and middle finger. Roll your shoulders down and back so you can feel that connection of your side body. And then just rock forward and back on that left toe. So the heel is gonna rock over the ball foot and you press it back, rock forward, and press it back. This time as you rock forward, turn the heel and press it down, setting up for your warrior one. Both arms are gonna reach overhead. So your hips are gonna wanna square to the front of the room. So I'm gonna have to widen my stance a little bit here. So my feet are almost on the opposite sides of my mat. And I can press through that left heel and find a deeper bend to my right leg, keeping my torso pretty upright. Hands are gonna come back to the small of your back once again, opposite hand to opposite elbow. Good. And think this time a little back bend. Roll the shoulders together. Just press the heart to the sky. We're gonna find a halfway to humble. So you're gonna press your hips towards the back of the room, lead your heart space forward and hover here. So you can feel the hip flexor on the right side kind of collapse. Keep pressing the right hip back, keep reaching your heart and your head away from your left heel. Take another breath in. Nice, release the hands, sweep up into your warrior one. And pivot your feet to open up into warrior two. A little adjustment on both sides, bringing the front foot to center and the back arch to line up with the front heel. Reverse your warrior, flip your right hand. Reach back, let your side right body get stretched. Cartwheel your hands down. Take your flow, high to low push up. You can find an Akapata one-legged chaturanga if you'd like, right foot floating. Left leg to the sky. And step it through. Tented fingers. So that forward and back rocking here again. And then notice if you can still find length out of your hip flexor, but the low belly isn't necessarily collapsing on that front thigh. There's some energy lifting up and out of your back body. And the last time you roll forward, spin the back heel down. Find that press. It should feel really good through the outer line of your leg. And then prepare to rise into your warrior one. Making any adjustments. And adjustments pretty much happen every time. Whoa, slippery nut. Hands to low back. Odd way. Little back bend. And half humble. Really pressing off of that right heel, right pinky toe to keep your right hip rolled down. It's going to want to lift and open. Keep it rolling down. Keep your armpits squeezing. Your gaze ahead of your left toes. One more breath in. Inhale, releasing bind, core brings you back up. Warrior one. Open up into Virabhadrasana 2, warrior 2. Reverse your warrior, left arm flips. You can find a half bind with the right arm reaching up behind. And exhale, cartwheel your hands. Stepping left foot back, finding a vinyasa, or meeting right in down dog. We'll build just a little bit of strength. Lift your right leg to the sky on inhale. And as you exhale, roll forward, knee to nose. Send it back, three-legged dog. Right knee into your nose, coil. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, high plank, and let the right leg kind of float. So the shin becomes right parallel to the floor. So it's not necessarily drawn up into your chest. Now open the right knee so that the shin comes square to the floor and connect the ankle onto the left thigh as you press back into your figure four downward dog, or your piriformis downward dog. Walk your hands back to meet your feet. Shifting hips, I think, it has to happen as much as we would like it not to. All right, so that right foot is flexed and resting on the left thigh. Just begin to bend into the left leg. Bring your hands to your heart space. One-legged mountain. Both arms are going to reach up overhead. The right knee is going to come with you. And exhale, sit into your chair pose. Both feet meet the mat. Arms reach out ahead as you sit low into your seat. Inhale, press through feet. Both arms reach up. Straight legs, back bend. Exhale, swan dive as you fold. Find a halfway lift. Walk your hands out. Find your high plank. Lower down halfway, chaturanga if you'd like to take it. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Left leg to the sky. Left knee into nose. Send it back. Knee to nose. This time as you breathe back, hold the leg. Roll forward, find your high plank. Shoulders right over wrist, and then bend the knee so that the shin becomes parallel to the floor. It's just hovering. Left knee over to the side, take the left ankle, cross it on top of the right foot. Look right thigh, and then press back. Nice hip opener in our down dog. Flex through the left foot. Find a slight bend in the right. You can even lift up onto the ball of the right foot if you want. And then walk your hands back to meet that right foot as you fold. Bend into the right leg. Hands to your heart. Figure 4 chair. Press through your standing leg, float the left knee, find your high hurdler pose. And exhale, both feet meet. Find your chair at the back of the mat. Really good. Inhale, press through your feet, straight legs, both arms reach up, baby back bend. Exhale, press your palms away, swan dive and fold. Find a halfway lift. And walk your palms out, find your high plank. All right, so we're gonna take that same thing, second side, we're gonna build just a little bit. So you can lower through a vinyasa here, or you can extend right back into down dog. Right leg sweeps to the sky. Right knee into your nose. Send it back, inhale. Right knee into nose. Send it back, find the straight leg, squeeze. Roll forward, find your high plank. Bring the right knee right underneath the hip, squeezing the shin to parallel. Cross and send back into your piriformis figure 4. Let that right hip open, the knees pressing towards the back of the room. Good. Roll forward, we're not done. Right shin comes down to the floor. Just a moment in your pigeon pose. Let your hips soften, lift your heart up. And as you exhale, press the left hip towards the back of the room. Keep the right heel crossed on top. Bend the left knee, walk your hands back. Good. Find your figure 4, chair pose, sitting into your seat, both arms reaching up. Hurdler pose. So we're going to take this into our eagle. Our right knee is going to cross over our left, and then we're going to slide ourselves into a chair. So I am going to kickstand my right foot. I'm not going to double wrap it. My hips are too tight. So I'm just going to kickstand it right there, the top of my toes pressing. Both arms are going to reach out like wings, long wingspan. Right arm is going to come underneath your left as you maybe cross into eagle arms. Keep forearms together, or just a single cross. Arms don't have to wrap. But I want you to think of shooting your tailbone towards the floor, scooping your low belly so it's up and in, and lifting your elbows so they are right in line with your shoulder blades. And just close your eyes and breathe. For 3. For 2. We release the arms first. Hurdler pose as the right knee comes with you. Extend the right foot forward, find a flex. Step the right foot and find your Dekasana, your full airplane. Arms sweep back, just the left toes lift from the floor. And all I want you to think about is keeping that left hip towards the ground. So it doesn't have to be a very full expression, just a little bit. Good. Step the left foot back. Woo. Find your high crescent pose. Open up into your warrior two. Gentle warrior, front leg straightens, arms reach up. Exhale, warrior two. Reverse your warrior, back hand softens, front arm reaches high. Exhale, side angle pose, right elbow to right knee, left arm reaches towards the sky, look up. Reverse your triangle, press through the right leg straightens, right arm reaches back. And exhale, cartwheel your hands, rebending into your right leg, pop onto the heel or the ball of the left foot and just stepping in halfway. Setting up for our pyramid pose, both hips towards the back of the room. You can come up onto those steepled fingers once again. And then just fold over your front thigh. We're gonna find that 2 more times. So as you inhale, straight spine, heart lifts. Exhale, pyramid pose as you round. Last time, in breath. Exhale. Walk your hands towards your left heel, fingertips towards the back of the room. Finding a cross between your legs and your arms. Walk your hands forward. Step your left foot up to meet your right. And fold. Halfway lift, hands to shins. Exhale, forward fold, release. Press to breathe all the way up, come to standing. My hands are interlaced over my head. I apologize, you can't see them here. Flip your palms and then press your palms towards the sky. Good. We'll take one around the world, each direction. So toes are a little bit separated, you got a nice base. Turn your torso towards the right. Bend the left knee. Shift the right hips back as you press your arms away. And then your hands will swing down by your sides. Your right leg will bend, your left leg will straighten. Bring weight over to the right side as you lift up and over. And then you switch your directions. Bending, softening around the world as you lift up. Good. Take it one more each side. Pausing anywhere that feels good. Arms soften at your heart center. Take a deep breath in. Just noticing the shift. Both arms reach up, inhale. Forward fold, bend to bow. Halfway lift. Optional vinyasa, high to low push-up. We're moving right into down dog. Left leg to the sky, inhale. Left knee into your nose, coil round. Send it back, breathe in. Knee into nose, coil. Send it back, find length. Roll yourself forward, find your high plank. Draw that left knee right underneath your hip. Float. Good. Turn the heel, connect and press back into your figure 4. Downward facing dog. Press through that right hip. And then roll forward, left shin onto the ground. Pressing up into your pigeon just for a moment, just for a breath. Low hips, heart high. Palms press. Right toes turn under. Allow that left ankle to connect right back onto the tops of the foot, the top of the thigh. And then gently walk your hands back. Let your hips shift side to side if that helps. Use the whole foot, that right leg, and slowly just begin to lift into your chair. Beautiful. Really nice control. Hurdler pose. Left knee lifts. Eagle slide. Just bend the right leg, crossing like you're sitting at a fancy bar stool. Both arms reach out. Or you're fancy and you really have to pee. Either way. Left hand under, right arm over. Setting up for your eagle on the second side. And there's a sway in the body. A constant catch. You're strong. You're able. You're focused. Gently release the arms first. Sweep arms up. Let your left leg carry you here. Press through the left heel. Step into your airplane or your Dekasana. Right toes just float from the mat. It can be a fuller expression or you can just stay in a space of length. Bend into the left foot. Step back with the right, find your high crescent. I'm going to adjust myself a little bit here. Open up, find your warrior two. Gentle warrior in breath. Warrior two. Reverse your warrior. Side angle, left elbow, left knee, look up. Reverse your triangle, left leg straightens. And exhale into your pyramid, cartwheeling hands. Right foot steps about halfway or a third of the way, somewhere where the heel can press. And you're back on those steepled fingers, just pressing through the finger pads. Exhale, forward fold over that left thigh. Two more, breath to movement. Inhale. Forward fold, release. Last time, lift up. This time as you fold, let your fingertips turn to the back of the room. Walk your fingers almost towards your right toes. And then really feel that opening of your left IT band. Let your head go. Hands walk forward. Right foot steps to meet your left. Ragdoll, opposite hand, opposite elbow. Slowly roll up to rise, one vertebrae at a time. Both arms reach up overhead. And as you exhale, slide your hands to your heart. A final moment of checking in. Lift up high onto the balls of your feet. Bigger ankles, shake, squeeze, a little unsettledness, unbalance. Set your gaze on something that isn't moving. And slowly begin to bend your knees, shifting weight into your seat as you slide yourself down a wall. Making your way into your pincha squat. And then making your way onto your seat. Great work. So we'll take figure 4 on our backs. If you have something, a pillow or a bolster or a block or anything to put under your back for legs up the wall, we're going to need that too. You can just lower yourself down. Draw knees into your chest for a moment. Then bring your left sole of the foot to the floor. Cross your right knee on top, or right ankle on top. And just start with pressing the right thigh away. Hands behind the thigh, draw the left knee in towards the chest. Flex in both of the feet. Maybe you extend the leg towards the sky or take this any deeper than we have it here. You can find that. We're going to take it into a spinal twist. Right ankle is going to cross. Legs are just going to soften over to the left. Gaze over to the right. And come back through center. We'll take that on the second side. Right foot, sole of the foot to the floor, cross on front. And closing the eyes. Just being an observer of your practice. Binding behind right thigh if that's accessible. Any deepening of the posture. And we'll take spinal twist second side. Left knee just softens. Turns the whole hip over. Gaze over to the left. Again, coming back through center, take your time. So both soles of the feet to the floor. If you have a block or a bolster or a pillow or anything, you can slide it underneath your seat. Both legs will float up towards the sky. If there's anything else that you need to find here, you can of course find that.
You keep your legs floating as long as you'd like. And when you're ready, begin to lower one foot at a time. Removing any obstacles out of the way. Sliding yourself into a place of comfort and ease. Scanning the body for any residual tension. Last little bits holding on. Walking out of this practice a little bit more open of heart, a little bit more accepting of the change, a little bit more forgiving of ourselves. Shavasana.
Monkey, I'm not done. I'm done. Hi. 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 Come here.
Begin to deepen your breath. Making your way back into your body. Wiggling fingers and toes. Both arms reaching overhead, full body stretch. Knees into chest, a tight squeeze. Feel posture, left or right side. Revisiting, resetting, recommitting. Comfortable seat at the top of your mat. Hands will rest at heart center in Anjali Mudra. We'll bring our thumbs to our foreheads, where the light in me honors, respects, and witnesses the same divine light and love that shines deep within each one of you. Together in community we bow. Namaste.